So today we're going to start multi-step inequalities. So your objective is that you will be able to solve, graph, and write the intervals for multi-step inequalities. So we're going to solve our inequalities just like we were solving a multi-step equation. But as we did before, flip your inequality sign if you multiply or divide by a negative. We're also going to graph, and now we are going to focus on writing our intervals. So when writing our intervals, parentheses means not included or open, such as our open circle. So we're going to use parentheses whenever our graph starts or ends with an open circle. Also, as I said before in class, infinity and negative infinity always use parentheses. Now brackets mean included or closed, so that value is included. That's why we use this with the less than or equal to and greater than or equal to. So whenever we have our closed circle, that's when we're going to use a bracket. So we're going to look at some examples. We have 2 times x minus 4 is greater than 12. So we're going to distribute this 2 in. So we do 2 times x, 2x, and distribute it to the 4. So 2 times negative 4 is negative 8 is greater than 12. Now it looks like our two-step inequalities that we knew how to graph. So we're going to add 8 to both sides. We get 2x is greater than 20, and we're going to divide by 2. We get x is greater than 10. So now here we didn't have to flip our sign or anything. We did not multiply or divide by any negatives. We just added in some distributing. So you're going to find 10 on your number line. Circle it so it is an open circle because it is greater than, not greater than or equal to. And we want everything bigger than 10, so we're going to the right here. Now we want to write our intervals. So our interval is that our answers can be anywhere from 10 to infinity. So we're going to write 10 to infinity. It's an open circle, so it gets parentheses. It is not included in our answer, so we can have anything above 10 but not 10. And then infinity always gets parentheses. Here's a bit of a longer problem. We're going to distribute this negative 4. So remember, when you're distributing, you need to include that negative sign. So we have x, negative 4 times x, so minus 4x. Then negative 4 times 5, positive 20, is greater than or equal to 26. So once again, just like with solving multi-step equations, we're going to combine our like terms on this side. So x minus 4x is negative 3x. Plus 20 is greater than or equal to 26. We want to get our variable alone, so we're going to move this 20 to the other side. We have negative 3x is greater than or equal to 6. And finally, divide by this negative 3. But since we're dividing by negative 3, we need to flip our sign the other way. So we get x is less than or equal to negative 2. I'm going to change my color to graph. So if we have negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, negative 3, negative 4, we're going to find negative 2. This one is a closed circle because it's less than or equal to negative 2. So it is included in our answer. So we want everything that's less than this. Less than goes to the left because we want all these numbers that are smaller than negative 2. And to write our interval notation, so we can see that our answer starts at negative 2 and then goes all the way down to negative infinity. So that means our answer is going to be negative infinity to negative 2. So your infinity sign is always going to be in your interval on the side where your arrow is. So here it's on the left-hand side, but when it's on the left-hand side, it needs to be a negative infinity. Then our negative 2 can be an answer. It's included. It has a closed circle, so we use a bracket. Here's a bit of a longer one. So we have to distribute twice in this one, just like when we were solving multi-step equations. So we're going to distribute this negative 1, which just flips your sign. So we have negative x plus 4 is less than. Distribute our 2 in first. 4x plus 14 minus 5. You're going to combine any like terms that you have on the same side. So right here we have 14 minus 5. So we have negative x plus 4 is less than 4x plus 9. So now we want to get all of our variables to one side and all of our constants to the other. I always just like to get my variables to the left. It makes it easier when graphing. So I'm going to subtract 4x. We get negative 5x plus 4 is less than 9. We want to subtract 4 to the other side. So I'm going to continue on up here. So we have negative 5x is less than 5. And our last step is to divide by negative 5. But since we divided by a negative, flip your sign. So we get x is greater than negative 1. So we are going to find negative 1 on this number line. It is an open circle because our answer is just greater than, not greater than, or equal to. So this negative 1 is not included in our answer. And we want everything greater than negative 1. Greater than goes to the right. And you can just look 0 and 1 are both greater than negative 1. So our graph goes to the right. So again, we have negative 1 to positive infinity as our answers. Our infinity sign again goes on the right to match up with the side our arrow's on, and that always gets a parenthesis. Our negative 1 has an open circle. It is not included, so it gets a parenthesis. Last example is a super long one, is fractions distributing twice everything. So we're going to go through this one. So first we want to distribute this negative 1/2 in. So negative 1/2 times negative 4 gives us positive 2x minus 4. Copy down that plus x is less than or equal to 4. We have to distribute in this negative sign, so we're flipping our signs in our parentheses. So we have plus 2x minus 7. Now we're going to combine any like terms that are on the same side. So right here I see 2x plus x gives us 3x minus 4. And I see 4 minus 7 gives us 2x minus 3. So again, I like to get my variables to the left-hand side and my constants to the right. So I'm going to move this 2x to the left-hand side. So we have x minus 4 is less than or equal to negative 3. I'll continue up here. We're going to want to add 4 to both sides. So we get x is less than or equal to 1. So we will find 1 on our number line. Draw a circle around it. It will be a closed circle because it's less than or equal to. So this is included in our answer. We want everything less than this, so to the left. Because, for example, 0 is less than 1, negative 1 is less than 1, negative 2 is less than 1. So these are all of our answers. And to write this interval notation, our arrow is going to the left, so our infinity is on the left-hand side, which makes it a negative infinity. So all of our possible answer choices go from negative infinity to positive 1. This always gets a parenthesis, and this is a closed circle, so it is a bracket. So we're going to practice this more in class tomorrow. Make sure you understand interval notation. This is really what's being added on today. And come to class with any questions you have.